Welcome in to the Wednesday edition now of the Fun Astrology Podcast. We are stacking them up and knocking them down. So let's go all the way back even to Saturday evening. Hi, Thomas Miller, by the way. Thanks for joining us. Glad you're here. If we go all the way back to Saturday night, we had the full moon. Then Venus went retrograde on Sunday. Mercury trined Uranus on Monday. Then the sun entered Capricorn yesterday, triggering the solstice. And today the nodes changed signs. But not just any sign change. The south node moves into Scorpio. The north node moves into Taurus. The official time on that is 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So most of the day today will be right at the last minutes of minutes on the chart, not minutes on the clock, minutes on the chart of the nodes changing signs. So as of 10:16 this evening p.m., we will have a Taurus north node and a Scorpio south node. Now, it takes the nodes 18.6 years to go all the way around the chart. So basically, let's just say 18 and a half years. So if we walk that back, when the nodes were in this Taurus-Scorpio alignment, our first stop back is 2003, 2004. Then we're in the kind of a straddled period, the fall of 1984 into the spring of 1986. And then we have that period that we talked about last week, 1966, 1967. All right, so we talked about that last week. I'm not going to reiterate that. I found some other interesting information that kind of explains this in a different way. So in the summer of 1967, we had almost 160 race riots around the United States. I mean, things just erupted. Well, what about these other times? Well, in 1984, 85, 86, Ronald Reagan was president. Remember, Reagan ran on the Restoring Hope in America campaign. City on a Hill, we can bring it back from the tumultuous 1970s. Regardless of the politics, he played the role of president very well as an actor, and he gave the country hope. Well, in 1985-86, he faced the biggest scandal of his administration, the Iran-Contra scandal, which almost brought him down. That surfaced and all unfolded during the Scorpio-Taurus nodal transit. Now get this, the next one, 2003-2004. Well, I did find one interesting aside. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook at Harvard University in 2004. How about that? But here's another interesting one. President Ronald Reagan, after almost a decade with Alzheimer's, passed away in 2004 under that same nodal axis, Taurus-Scorpio. And guess where Ronald Reagan's nodes are? South node in Scorpio, north node in Taurus. Wow. So Iran-Contra unfolded during that time, and he passed away during that time. Well, we had a speak pipe question a couple of days ago from Mary Susan, an incredibly faithful listener. Mary Susan, we love you, sending you all kinds of greetings in California. But she asked this about her own nodal axis. Good question.
If my north node is Scorpio and my south node is Taurus, should I be scared? Thank you so much for taking my questions.
Now, what she's asking is she's saying that her nodes are exactly opposite. So instead of the south node in Scorpio, her north node is in Scorpio. Her south node is in Taurus. And you know, with what I just said, there's merit to her question. Should I be scared? Obviously, for Ronald Reagan, he was very sensitive, and his karmic path was very much tied to those nodes. Because even in his otherwise kind of Cinderella, Camelot kind of presidency, he faced a major scandal 10 years after Watergate. And then, the next time it came around, he transitioned. And remember, Reagan and Nancy Reagan were into astrology. They had Joan Quigley as their White House astrologer. She would set press conferences at 1:32 in the morning. The press corps was like, what is going on here? Well, she ran the show, basically. She ran their calendar. But I'm going to suggest, just because of the timing of this, that there were little pockets that President Reagan had not dealt with or that he had stuffed. Now, ironic that it correlated with his death as well, but he was also 93 and he had had Alzheimer's for over a decade. So I don't know. Maybe that was just more of kind of an exit point. But I firmly believe this, and I've just seen it too many times to think that the universe gets our attention, but it doesn't beat us up when we don't need to be beaten up. So in other words, if we're doing our karmic work, then these energies will work with us. So for Mary Susan, we just flip that energy around. Her north node is in Scorpio, so that means doing deep digging, intense deep digging during this next year and a half, like uncovering every possible stone that you can in your life, and then when you don't have any more stones, ask for more, but ask benefically. Dear universe, please show me, but please show me gently, and I'm willing to do the work. Now, here's a twist. If we take this nodal axis backwards, so the south node would be in Taurus, here's the dilemma. You're not tough enough. You need, as they say in the locker room, you need to grow a set and throw down some anger. I mean, justified anger has become really almost not even permissible in today's society. And I mean, even Jesus drove the bad guys out of the temple, the crooks out of the temple with a whip and overturned their tables. Today, you'd get charged for such a thing, But righteous anger, justified anger, or at least standing your ground and saying, wait a minute, that crosses my line, and doing it in a way that gets your point across is not a bad thing. And that's part of moving from Taurus to Scorpio. Now, we'll see what happens during this time. The stage is kind of set. There are your last 3 times going back the last 55 years of this aspect. We'll see what happens this time. History will play it out, but we don't apply the collective lessons to an individual. That's number one. Mary Susan is a conscious individual. She's doing her work. She is just going to be in this heightened, amplified season that she will be moving from those Taurian characteristics to the Scorpio. And remember, the North Node is the most difficult axis. Basically, it's the most difficult path that we have on our soul journey. We want to resist it. So with the South Node moving into Scorpio, all of our nodal axes are going to be triggered. They're going to be activated. We're going to be doing deep work collectively because it's in our collective consciousness. So if you have aspects correlating to Scorpio and Taurus, why, yes, there's going to be work to be done. Don't run from it. It's just part of your soul journey. Your soul chose this very time to be here, and your chart is perfect. Should I be scared, was her question. If you are living consciously, unequivocally, no. If you are running from your path, if you are trying to hide, if you've stuffed something in the closet, Scorpio South Node is going to dig it out and make you confront it. So you might as well go the easy route and flush it out before the universe has to rub your nose in it. See what I'm saying? Very serious stuff. It's a good question, and what we're going to be here to guide through over the next year and a half is making sure that we align with our work that we need to do. Keep reminding ourselves of that every day, don't we? Have a great one. Mary Susan, love you. Thank you. Happy holidays, and we'll see you back tomorrow. We'll talk about Capricorn.